Just overall impressions.
I thought our veteran group did a really nice job moving the ball and playing with each other. Even when some of our offense broke down, it felt like they found some answers and when to cut and when to open up a driving lane for a teammate, when to make the extra pass. And that's what this group is capable of. And then the other side of the ball, at halftime, we talked about being better in the paint defensively. We were showing too many gaps. I think they had 26 in the paint in the first half and 10 in the second half. So I was happy to see that turn around. The same thing with our defensive rebounding. We were not great for stretches that first half, and then we kind of pulled it together.
Brittney got cooking a little bit. You got downhill, and is that exactly what you guys envisioned?
Yeah, and I think we can be better, her and us, in transition of finding some more opportunities too. With her, especially when her and Tosh and Ariel are on the floor together, we should have outlets all over the floor, and we got to be good at recognizing when one of them gets it, the other one's just got to release and be able to throw it ahead to them. So that's definitely a part of her game. I hope we can unlock. Even with that, just being here a few practices, she looked pretty good. Once some space opened up for us, she was able to get in the paint.
Emily looks like she had a good fourth quarter. In the second half, flashed a couple different things. Thoughts on her today and just her overall the last once she came in late, so once she got acclimated and started doing cool things.
Yeah, obviously we scouted her, for the draft and everything, but once you get her in the building, you start figuring out what somebody's game is in more nuance, and she's got some playmaking instincts out of that spot that we're trying to use, and she reads defense pretty naturally, which is a big plus, at the 4 spot in our league. Defensively, she keeps playing. She plays hard. She was gassed, and then she got that steal at half court in her run out layup, which was nice. I think it was a tired reach that worked out, but it's good. I mean, her conditioning has, like I said earlier, she hasn't played a lot live 5-on-5, and her conditioning's coming along, and you can see it. She just stayed with plays and makes good effort plays at both ends.
Coach, what did you think about the force of play and the continuity out of the gates in the first quarter, in particular, putting up 30?
It was good. I mean, honestly, when we just kind of played and didn't get stuck, it was really good. When we were able to get to the next action, we screened for Elena off the ball a few times, which tends to open up things for everybody else. And, that group's got pretty good natural chemistry. I was on the starters a little bit about their fouling. So, I don't want to praise them too much today. We got some things to clean up, but it's good. I mean, and like I said before the game, they have to be able to problem solve on the fly together. And I think we're starting to see some signs of that.
Congratulations on the victory. I want to just talk about, it's always how you start. You started the tone of the game, defensive turnover, Ariel taking the charge, Elena setting hard screens, grittiness, swarming the ball. Just talk about the defense you saw there tonight, holding them to 76 points.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we held them to 76. They're missing a couple of pretty good players. Ryan Howard changes the floor for them. Cheyenne Parker changes the game for them. I thought our defense in the first half was pretty average. Our intensity was good coming out the gates, and then I thought we got away from a couple of the things that we know are supposed to be our principles of being an early help, transition, loading it up. So there was definitely some positives, but when that initial burst wears off, you got to be able to stick with things. And so I was happy to see us respond coming out in the third quarter defensively.
One thing we talked about in training camp was staggering the Tasha Cloud and Slim playing them together. How did you like that synergy you saw from them tonight as well?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think, I really only got Slim one stint at the true point guard spot when she went back late in the first quarter and the start of the second. So we haven't really had a lot of reps with her yet in that spot. So, it's possible her and Tasha are different players. So it's possible we'll have different looks when she's at that spot. But the biggest thing for them is when they're in the game together, trying to figure out, when one of them's handling it, how the other one's playing off the ball. But I liked what I saw from us being able to get Slim touches and driving lanes on plays where she didn't initiate. So that'll be a balance that we have to find out.
Last one for you. I know with your coaching staff, the synergy, you can tell just 2 games in. How do you like the communication from you all down on the bench as well?
It's great. I mean, it's super helpful. They had timeout ideas, and they're helping me with, especially in a game like this, they're helping me with minutes and subs and just kind of talking. Amanda kind of had a little something and then came back and let me know when she was ready. But it's good. I mean, it's just a good group of people. Ashley's the only new face, and she's fit like a glove. So I'm really lucky in that regard.
Appreciate you.
Quick, when Chaz came off the bench today, what did you got her? I heard she looked like she had a little bit, she always brings energies.
Yeah, she's locked in. I mean, I think Jazz is really locked in. She's just playing with a great intensity, good focus. She's checking over a lot, and she can make some adjustments on the fly. She gets out of the previous play and into the next play much better than I remember when, maybe her early days in the league. And she's just playing solid basketball.
We'll transition to Zoom now. Rafiq.
This is Rafiq, nothing but that sports talk. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask you, with the new pieces and the current pieces coming together in the first few games of the preseason, like what was some of the outlook? What was your overall outlook as far as preparing for the upcoming season?
Overall outlook, I mean, we still got a couple more pieces to put in, obviously, with Shakira and Christy and Maisha. So we've got, I think, 9 days now to get ready, not just for New York, but to keep getting our habits ready for the season. So I think we're all very excited. I've talked about our expectations, but we're going to take it one day at a time. We've got, I think we're in a better place than we were a week ago in terms of people's conditioning and where they're at physically. So it's just going to be a challenge. We have to get better all the time. Every team in the league thinks they have a good training camp. Everybody's excited for opening night. So the work doesn't stop there.
And if I can just ask a follow-up question, like how good is it to watch all the players on the team get involved at least somewhat on the scoring end?
It's good. That's the type of team we want to be. We want to move the ball and have everybody involved. It's really hard to guard when you have 5 people on the floor who can score and pass. And that's just going to be the thing. We know Elena and Ariel and Tosh and others are going to get a lot of attention. So how do we make teams pay when teams scheme or double team or whatever to take those players away? So I think once again our ball movement was better maybe in the first half today than the second half, but Atlanta made adjustments too.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck.
Thank you, Coach.
That's all. Thanks.
Cream.
Oh, we're good to go? Okay.
All right.
It was also-
What up? I sit on this one. Why not?
You're always aggressive, but looks very active today, getting downhill.
Yep.
How did it all feel? What did, coming in, what was kind of your focus mentality kind of coming in, knowing this is exhibition number 2 and the last one, I suppose?
Well, I'll start as a team. I wasn't with them in Minnesota, but from what we talked about, we wanted to defend the ball without fouling. We wanted to get better at help defense, get in the passing lanes, be aggressive, and just move the ball. And I think we did that really well today. There were some mishaps on the back end of help defense. There was a couple times where we might have gotten beat off the dribble, or we given up some O-boards because we got 2 people crashing on one person. But literally, it's a preseason game, second game that we've been back. For some of us, we're still trying to get back into it after, having some rest. So I think for what we've all tried to figure out in these past couple of days, I think we did really, really good. Especially after the Minnesota game, I think we really made up for it in this game going into obviously the rest of the season. Me personally, I mean, man, I had to be realistic about where I am, and I feel pretty good. Coach Ashley had got on me going into the half, telling me, I could be a bit more aggressive, and I tried to. So it's just one of those things where I can't try to save energy. Like, I just got to go all out, and then I know somebody's going to come in on the back end. So for me, I am proud of how I performed, but for sure I could have went harder and gone better, but it's all a learning process. Literally my first game back since April 23rd. So it's been a little minute.
So Tosh teach some dance moves and you're checking out handshakes. Is
Oh gosh.
Exchange?
I got my work cut off for me. I got my work cut off for me. I have I have a thing where I gotta, make sure that we don't go too far off. Like we having a lot of fun and we just at the end of the bench, but we just gotta stay present. And I think doing that allows us to stay present because we're having fun in the moment. We just can't go too far because then, we have the little ones watching us and they might not can't, reel it back in as quick as we can. So we just gotta be aware of that. But for sure, I mean, me and Tasha have always had that camaraderie between each other, even when we were opponents. And now that we're teammates, it's like, oh boy. Sorry, coach. Yeah. No problem, man.
What did you say your favorite game day track is to stay locked in?
I don't know. I'm a little weird because I'm so filled with energy that I listen to music to like counterbalance how excited I can get. So I'm more of like an R&B or like a trap soul kind of, like we still get a little oomph in it, but it's like mellow vibes and it has like a nice little beat to it. Not nothing too much because then I'm gonna be shot out before the ball even drops. So I just gotta vibe out, and then they be like, "Why you listening to that?" And then I'm killing people on the court. That's why. No problem.
Coach is talking about how you only had really one true rep at the point guard position and how that's gonna be probably the biggest adjustment this season.
Yeah.
With the guard rotation and with you on the floor with other point guards.
Yeah.
What did that feel like? Not only had one possession, but what did that feel like for you? Just trying to gain that
Yeah.
experience.
Well, I mean, credit to E and the coaching staff, credit to my teammates. It's been one of those things where when I came into training camp, I was more so playing the two position. And then the last two practices, E comes to me, he's like, "Hey, I need you to run some more reps at the one." And I'm looking at him like, "Oh, okay." But it's not that I can't do it. It's just me trying to get familiar with it and like get it under my belt. That's kind of where I am now with playing the one for this team. And I think that happens everywhere. You go into a new system, you go into a new team, like you got to learn your flow. I'm trying to learn my other teammates on top of learning other plays. So for me, that one rep, I'm gonna get more reps. It felt fine, it felt good. It feels really good to know that any one of the five can push the ball. So for me, I mean, I might can get a little jog up the court. I could be a trail forward, but it helps. It helps, especially when the guards are going to be pressuring us all game. It gives Tosh a chance to breathe. It gives me a chance to breathe because it gives everybody a chance to breathe who's dominating the ball on the court at that time. So I love it.
So how you going?
What's going on, man?
Well, yourself. I've noticed now when certain hoopers, you can just tell where they're from. You got that jersey hoop in you. You just how the jersey coming up in that area just make you who you are as a player.
I mean, Jersey, Tri-City, it's just, I don't know. Jersey, I mean, like, I'm from Newark. So it's like, to be a Newark baller, like, you got to have it. Like, I didn't play on I'm not going to say and be like, oh, yeah, I was in the park. I was on the concrete. My knees couldn't take that. But, I was at the YMCAs. I was at, like, the Gallon Centers. I was at, the local gyms. And I played with a lot of guys growing up. One of my oldest cousins who basically, like, put the ball in my hand, he made me cry a whole bunch of times. So it kind of, you learn that toughness and, that resilience and just wanting to go through adversity. I didn't know that's what it was at the time. I just wanted to win, so I think that, the winning mentality and yeah, being from Newark and having that chip on your shoulder. But I always just keep the mindset of like, okay, like I'm from there, but you're not going to be able to tell. Because I mean, people could look at my city and they could think a whole totally different thing, or it might have a negative aspect, or like, oh, she's a baller, oh, she's this, she's that. But I'm from Newark, yeah, I rep it well, but it's like I also do this basketball thing, so that's how I kind of separate the two. Because like, yeah, you can see like, oh, they from Brooklyn, yeah, she play like it. That's the thing. It's like for me, it's like, yeah, like no Newark ballers, we got a chip on our shoulder, but it's like we just get it done. Like if I had to put it, like we just get it done.
The last one, knowing you last year with the Sparks,
Yeah.
defense was A1.
Yeah.
You bring that with Tosh and Ariel,
Mhm.
possessions. First series, y'all turnover.
Mhm.
Even those 2 preseason games and just you just talk about the defense that you see out there. I mean, you even know better than me because you're.
I mean, we plotted. That was the whole reason why I came here too, I wanted to be able to like legit look to my left and to my right and know that I can pass a defensive assignment off and trust that it's going to be taken care of with the same amount of like intention that I have. I had said it before and I mean it. Like I really, really enjoy the fact that if D-Rob or Ari McDonald, they going 1,000 miles per hour and we done went up and down 2 times and I need to catch my breath. Hey, Tosh, can you go grab? Hey, can you go grab? Cool Whip. You can go get her, go grab her for me. But it's an amazing feeling to just have like-minded people by your side. It's a great feeling. If you ain't never felt that before, I'm telling you, that's a great feeling when you can just look to your left and your right. And you know you going to war. You going through the trenches with your dogs. Like no matter what, you going through the trenches with your dogs. So I can truly say I appreciate that on this team. Like I can look to my left, to my right, and I know we got it. Like we going. So yeah, man.
What did the work in sports, whether they play the game or if they just want to be a part of it?
When they play the game, I think for me, my biggest thing is like always wanting to be a sponge and always wanting to grow. Like don't become complacent. Like just because you like made it or you're getting your foot through the door, it's always places you can grow. It's always a day you can get 1% better. So if you have that mentality, then you can have some longevity in what you do because it's the next best thing is coming after you every year, every month, every day. So it's like you just got to stay ready and stay wanting to learn and grow and don't be complacent. It has to be the advice I give. No problem.
That's all the time we have for Slim. Thank you.
Cool Whip.
Hey, congratulations on the good game.
Thank you.
What did you want to kind of come out and show today?
Mainly just what I can do for this team, no matter how much time I get or what they need from me off the bench, energy, cheering for teammates, the ability to rebound and do the little things that I can do for this. This is a team that has a lot of pieces already, really good ones. So you kind of just want to go in and be able to, seep in through the seams and be that little room they have left so that you can stick and help them out in those aspects. And I think that I was able to do that decently tonight.
How comfortable are you? It seemed like you were kind of comfortable today. You kind of came into camp, get thrown into the mix and all that kind of stuff. How's that process of trying to just get into all of it as quick as possible? And, with everything's coming up next week, so I'm sure you're trying to show everything as fast as possible, but you don't want it to be too much.
Yeah, exactly. I will say my first couple of days were definitely hard in the aspect, like you can probably ask anyone. I was uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable. It was a new everything for me. And there's still moments of unsureness that comes from me, but I will say it has gotten a lot better. I feel like I can breathe a bit more and, just be myself. And I know the plays, etc., the little things that you have to get down before you can show what you really bring to the game. But as I've said before, this team has done a really good job of welcoming me to allow me to showcase what I have. So I appreciate that from them.
And like moving forward, how do you maintain and sustain that level of focus and intentionality you were talking about?
Yeah, it's not easy because I tend to lose it sometimes too and have to remind myself, why I'm here, what I've done to get here, the road bumps, and how I've overcame them in the past. And focus is definitely the main thing I would say for the WNBA. That's not saying you don't have to focus in college, but you have to do it more alone. And I don't mean that as like the teams don't have your back, but you're not as babied and you're not as protected, and it's way more of a business. So you really need to stay focused and understand what you bring to the game and don't try to overdo that. Don't overstep, honestly. Like I'm a young player. I'm not a rookie, but I'm basically right there. Do what you can to help the people of your team who are the vets and all that win and stick until you can, become that when they're done playing.
Hey, great game first off.
Thank you.
Question for you. We talk about the young kids always looking up to you. There was a young fan that had reached out and said, you inspire them. I guess with your platform, what does that mean to you knowing there's young people out here that look up to you?
Yeah, it means everything. My mom told me since I was a younger kid, like high school, that one thing she asked me for, they're not, my family isn't huge sports, like nobody really played, but she always told me when you get older, if you can gain this platform to make sure that you give back to the kids who are looking up to you in the form of just like advice and attention, and show your fans that you appreciate them, etc., stuff like that. So I try to do my best to talk to them when I can, and share this experience with them, because that's the point of them coming to the games and supporting us, and they're just as important as we sit when we are on the bench cheering for our team. We need our fan base, and I appreciate everyone who's followed me since I was young, so I try to do a decent job of that as I get older.
And last one, I caught you pregame making like 3 threes in a row. Saw a tattoo look like a pinky or palm. Do you mind just telling me what, I know people speak through tattoos, just want to know what it's symbolic that is.
Yeah, that's it's just it's corny a little, but it's just a pinky swear. It's me and my sister got it. She put hers on her heart. I got it on my arm. My goal is to not put any other tattoos on this arm, and it's really just for that tattoo. So we'll see how long that lasts, truthfully, but hopefully I can keep it that way. And it's more of just that being by itself in that area. My sister means a lot to me. We're extremely close. I'm close to both my siblings, but we decided to get that too. I think like that tattoo like 4 years ago, and it was one of my first couple ones, and we love it. She has hers right here, but it's noticed more than I think. I forget about it because I can't see it, but
I saw it, I gotta ask you.
yeah, that's definitely Danny.
Any other in-person questions? We will then transition to Zoom. Rafiq?
This is Rafi, nothing but that sports talk. Congratulations on the victory, Emily.
I cannot hear very well.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Sorry.
It's all good. I just want to ask you, like, in your first few preseason games, like, what has Brittney Sykes meant to the Washington Mystics team going into the regular season?
Yeah. So I was just telling a friend that I think Brittney is exactly what this team was missing. Not that they were missing much, but to take this team to a championship, compared to this, huge Liberty team and Vegas team that's put together from the last season, these new players, I think Brittney Sykes is going to be that for the Washington Mystics. And just watching her play in this preseason game, I'm like, you would think she's played here with these girls for the last 3 years. She looked extremely comfortable. Her ability to get to the rim, her ability to lead, it's unmatched. She's made me feel, we've obviously known each other before I got here, but she's made me feel very safe and welcomed. And, she's just a really good leader, and she's really talented. And I think that she's going to be a big piece to this team going back to a championship.
And a follow-up question, like, what are the importance of having literally everybody on the roster have a major scoring contribution going into the regular season?
Yeah, it's important. It's important to have everybody, give a couple points when they can. I think that one player scoring 40 every game, that's not how you win basketball games per se. But, if you have 4 or 5 players having 12, 10, 15, 10, 10, I think that's when you see better games from teams. So, which is exactly what this team has to offer. There's just so many scorers and so many good defenders. Really well-rounded group. So, yeah.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck.
Thank you.
That concludes media. Thank you, Emily.
Thanks, guys.